Is about targeting those people who are in violation of the law. We have been able to identify some of the most dangerous people on our street. I'm not sending my agents out, just one or two of them. We send out at least half a dozen at any one time. We certainly do have tools at our disposal to be more aggressive when necessary.
Imagine you're just sitting down for a nice quiet evening with your family. Then all of a sudden you start to hear a commotion in the backyard. When you go to look, you see what appears to be a flashlight, but you're really not sure. Then suddenly there's a knock at the door. You go to answer it, and you open the door to a group of armed agents who say, "We're here from the Department of Justice, and we're here to take your guns." Doesn't sound like something that could ever happen to you? That's exactly what this guy thought.
And Carla answered the front door and said, "There's some policemen at the front door for you."
Mike Merritt says it was the evening of November 5th. The officer came in.
And then he said, "You own this gun, this gun, this gun." Then I thought, they're here to get my guns for some reason.
I said, "Get out of here. You need to leave and come back with a warrant." And they said, "If we leave, he's going to jail."
Carla Merritt says it didn't seem right, but they let the officers take the guns.
Yeah, I took everything.
His weapons, his wife's, ammo, everything.
As a part of their newly re-energized effort to supposedly get guns out of the hands of dangerous criminals, the California Department of Justice, armed with $24 million of your DROS funds, are now going door to door looking for people who are on the armed and prohibited persons list that might still have firearms.
We keep a list of people who have registered to buy a firearm. Separately, we keep a list of people who've been convicted of a felony and are therefore prohibited from owning or possessing a firearm. Separately, we keep a list of people who've been found by a court to be mentally ill and therefore prohibited from owning a firearm. So what we did is we merged those lists, because clearly if somebody is on one or more of those lists, they are likely to pose a great deal of threat to the safety of their family, their neighborhood, and the community at large.
Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? There's only one problem. Not everybody on the apps list is a dangerous criminal. In fact, not everybody in the apps list should even be on the list.
A few days later, one of the agents calls.
I said, "What for? Are you going to give me my guns back?" I was being smart. They said, "Yes, we are." He never said what the mistake was. He just said, "We made a mistake. It was our fault."
It's a loss of your liberty, of your rights.
I almost fainted and passed out when they said they wanted all my guns.
Yeah, he was a mess.
The fact that there are problems with the apps list is nothing new, and it's no big secret. The Los Angeles Times and other media outlets have done stories about it. In fact, in the California legislature, when they increased the funding, legislators admitted that there were problems with the system.
Most of the people who are in the class that this bill describes are people who were convicted of misdemeanors, and most of them don't know that they're not able to have the gun because the court never told them when they were there in the first place. It might be prudent that before we send out the Ninja Squad, we might want to send them a letter and say that, "Dear sir, you understand that your plea on April 12th placed you in a prohibited class. You now have to show that you either got rid of the gun and or you sold it or bring it to us. And if you don't do that in a period of time, we're going to come and collect the gun." Many of the people who are in this group have actually surrendered the weapon to a sheriff's department or a local police officer. One of the problems is that the local police officers don't upload the information to the Department of Justice system. What's clear is that what we're doing is silly, and what we should do is fix the system.
And you know what? That's exactly what we're going to do. The Cal Guns Foundation, Cal-FFL, and the Firearms Policy Coalition have come together to put together a program called Fix Apps. Now, the goal of this program is to get as many of you as possible to send letters to our elected officials, letting them know that we want them to fix this program now and stop violating the constitutional rights of Californians. Now, it's real simple. All you got to do is go online to our webpage, fixapps.org, and on there you'll find a letter. Now, you can send the letter as is, or you can modify it and make it come in your own words. Whichever you decide to do, make sure you send that letter, and it'll go directly to their desks. Once again, it's important that you get involved. Get your neighbor involved. Go to fixapps.org and make sure that your voice is heard on this important issue. Once again, this is Craig DeLuz with Cal-FFL. We'll look forward to talking with you again real soon.
you.